Welcome to Northwestern Ontario's third annual Pitch It competition. This event is brought to you by the Northwestern Ontario Innovation Centre, the Northwest Business Centre, and the Northern Ontario Angels. Prizes for this event are completely sponsor-driven from various businesses and business support organizations across the Kenora and Rainy River District. We thank you for your dedication and continuing to support and empower entrepreneurs within our region. Tonight, we have 5 entrepreneurs who are vying for over $10,000 in cash and prizes. My name is Sierra Parkhill, and I will be your host for this evening. Tonight's event features 5 finalists who competed against over 25 applications from across Northwestern Ontario. Our finalists will pitch their business ideas to a panel of judges who represent the region's business and economic development community. Tonight's judges will determine who will win the first place prize of $5,000 and second place prize of $3,000. There will also be a $2,000 People's Choice Award for our audience to vote on their favorite pitch at the end of the event. This evening, I will introduce you to each finalist when it's their turn to pitch. Finalists will each have 5 minutes to pitch their business idea, and then judges will have the opportunity to comment and ask questions. Once we have heard all 5 pitches, the judges will deliberate and determine our first and second place winners. Please allow me to introduce our judges for this evening. We have Kim Cornell, who has been the owner of Cornell Farm since 1980, and he has guided the farm's growth and expansion since then. Cornell Farms is a 5th-generation family farm located in Northwestern Ontario along the Ontario and Minnesota border. Cornell has served on various local, provincial, and national agricultural boards over the years. He was a graduate of the Advanced Agricultural Leadership Program Class 2 and has been a beef cattle judge at various provincial and national breed shows. He is currently a board member of the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation. Next, we have Liana Berezowski, who is a business relationship manager at Copperfin Credit Union. Liana's role is to engage with business owners from new startups all the way to large expansions. She holds a degree in biochemistry from the University of Winnipeg and is a graduate of the Professional Risk Management program through the University of Calgary. She has experience working in different areas of the financial industry, including enterprise risk management, compliance, and commercial lending, whether she's ironing out kinks in business plans or assisting with everyday financial needs. Liana truly enjoys working with business owners and moving their financial lives forward. Then we have Allison McTaggart, who is a business development and lending officer with Lake of the Woods Business Incentive Corporation. Allison has lived in Kenora most of her life. She completed her Bachelor of Commerce at the University of Guelph. After a short period of traveling, Allie moved back to Kenora and began working in the accounting field, where she continued her education and started her career. Allison first started at Lobeck as the Community and Business Development Coordinator. In 2015, she moved into the role of Business Development and Lending Officer. She has had the pleasure of working with many small businesses in Kenora and the surrounding area on a daily basis. Allison sees all the great things this area has to offer and is happy to be able to raise her family here. Our first pitch will be presented by Hannah Rose. Hannah's home-based bakery, Bread and Butter Co., is looking to expand operations in Kenora. Hannah, when you're ready, you may begin.
Okay, hi judges. My name is Hannah Rose, and I'm looking for financial assistance to expand my family-run artisan bakery, Bread and Butter Company, so we can provide Kenora with high-quality baked goods where people don't even have to leave their community. So I'll just give you a bit of a background. My journey began as a child. I was raised in Kenora. My parents taught my siblings and I how to bake and cook everything from scratch. We spent a lot of time in the kitchen perfecting our techniques and our recipes. As I grew up, my passion for baking grew more and more. My family and I baked for friends and family, and we knew that we had something that was worth selling. But it wasn't until last year that my mom, my sister, and I decided to start going to markets. So here's a picture from one of the markets that we were at. And this is when Bread and Butter was born. So a year after this, we realized that we had something that was really special that Kenora wanted and needed. Did you know that it's been almost a decade since Second Street Bakery in Kenora closed their doors, and we have not had a standalone bakery since then? In our first year of business, we've had repeat customers. We've had a huge demand for our products, and that has proven to us that we are successful and reputable as a bakery. In order for us to keep up with our demand, though, we need to be able to invest money into expanding our business. At this point, the equipment in our residential kitchen limits our output. For us to move forward, we need to be able to purchase a steam oven, which will increase our production by sixfold, as well as a 30-quart mixer. So just to put this into perspective, the oven that we have in our residential kitchen right now only allows us to bake 2 loaves of sourdough bread at a time. The steam oven that we were looking at will allow us to bake 12 at a time. So for over 9 years, residents of Kenora have had to rely on shopping for their baked goods at grocery stores. And we know how many additives go into baked goods at grocery stores. This is something that you will never see in our baked goods. People have also had to travel out of town, going as far as Winnipeg to get specialty items. So I just want to show you. Our sourdough bread only contains 3 ingredients. So it's flour, water, and salt. And I promise you that this tastes better and it's better for you than anything you're going to find in the store. I doubt that there's anyone here who can say that they've never purchased a baked good before. In fact, bread is one of the most widespread consumed food products in the world. So we know that this is something that has the ability to make a huge impact on the people of Kenora. But don't just take our word for it. We did a little bit of research. We put out a survey so we could get word on the street of what Kenora wants. We had 227 responses. First question was, what type of business do you think Kenora is in need of the most? We had 223 people say a bakery, which was over 98% of our responses. The second question was, if Kenora had a standalone bakery, would you choose to purchase your products there versus at the grocery store? 220 people said yes to that, which was over 96%. Nobody said no. 7 people said that they were unsure. So we have identified that Kenora is in need of a standalone bakery, but how are we going to accomplish this? So right now we're in phase 1, which is our startup phase. We've created our business name, our logo, Instagram, Facebook, email, participated at markets. What's next is our phase 2, which is our expansion phase, and this is where you come in. We need to purchase our steam oven, our mixer. We're continuing with markets. Soon we will be selling from our home on a frequent basis, as well as hopefully moving into some stores. And then phase 3 is our brick and mortar phase. That's our 12-month goal where we actually open up our standalone store in Kenora. At this time, we've invested about $5,000 into our business personally, and we have reinvested our profits. We estimate we need about $20,000 to purchase the equipment necessary for us to move forward. The oven is about $12,000 plus tax, and then the 30-quart mixer is about $4,000 to $6,500. The NWO Pitch It grant money would be hugely beneficial in us moving forward. There's no better feeling than knowing that a product that you've bought is high quality, homemade, and better for you. The sense of connection that you feel to your community is huge. And let's not forget about the happiness that you feel when you take a bite into a slice of fresh bread and butter. There's no better time than now to invest in a bakery in Kenora, and we know that the residents of Kenora would agree. So thank you to our hosts, thank you to our judges, and congratulations to everyone else that is presenting today.
So you said you have a 3-phase plan and you've already completed phase 1. You're going into phase 2. Did I catch that right?
Yeah, so we're in the transition phase right now. So in order for us to move to phase 2, we need that equipment because we're kind of stuck at a place right now where we can't increase our production with the equipment that we have.
And is it something that is easily able to be put in your home, or is it yeah? Okay.
Yep. We've done a lot of research on it. We don't have to install any extra to put this equipment in. It's not commercial equipment. We can put it in our house and we have room for it here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Just to sort of build off of Allie's question there, Hannah, and again, great presentation. Thank you so much for that. I understand how the equipment is going to help with increasing your output capacity, but are you at a point where you're going to need more people? So are we going to have to start thinking about staff and employees and then sort of accounting for those costs as well? Or is it still manageable just as a family business at home right now?
Yeah, great question. This is something that we have put some thought into. Luckily, with it being a family business that my sister, my mom, and I are really on board with, we have lots of hands right now. Really, the thing that we're going to like the reason we're being able to move forward with production is because there is a lot of waiting time right now when we can only put so much in the oven at a time. So we do have enough hands to make that bread and get it in the oven. It's not that we need more hands for that. The issue is that we have all this waiting time to put the next round in. So from what we've discussed so far, we're not looking at employees until we had our brick and mortar for phase 3.
Great, thanks.
So it's Kim. So I guess I have met you at market. I must have bought something off you. Anyway, very good presentation. Have you explored funding opportunities for expanding your business? Have you explored that?
With us just being in the startup phase, this is something we've just kind of barely touched on. I've spoken with the city of Kenora as well as actually Allison from Lobeck. So this was just last month. We're just starting to start with all of that. I've also applied to other grants, but yeah, that's definitely stuff that we're kind of right in the midst of with our transition.
Yeah. So the other question I have is has to do with, I guess, production, I suppose. Your marketing seems fine. Your marketing strength seems good, and your financial planning seems to be fairly good. Like what percentage, when you sell a loaf of bread, I don't know what your price is, but let's say a loaf of bread is $10. What percent of that is cost for you? Do you know that?
Yeah, so I guess we more so know this for some of our products. The issue right now is that because we're not on a big enough scale yet, we're spending a little bit more on our product than we should be if we could buy it at a wholesale cost. But right now, kind of on average, depending on the product, we're looking at about a 30% markup.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you to our judges for those questions, and thank you again, Hannah.
Thank you.
Our next finalist is Anam Rasham. Anam's innovative platform called Woblu empowers users by connecting them with a network of skilled and vetted handymen or women ready to tackle their home maintenance needs. Nam, when you're ready, you are welcome to begin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anam Rasham. I would like to give a brief background on me as well. So we were chosen for the co-starter program in 2023, and I made the leap from moving from Toronto to Kenora to make Woblu a success. So what is Woblu? It's worker in blue collar in short form. So Woblu is revolutionizing the intricacies on how you would book a handyman. Long gone the time where you just call a company or you have someone in mind, you message them. This is just very easy to use friendly app where you can just go into the app and then put your problems and you would find a handyman in a touch of a button. Let's look at the problems that the Northwestern Ontario region specifically faces in finding a handyman. There are day-to-day technical issues. There are unforeseen circumstances like when you have a leaky faucet, broken tile, and second challenge would be finding experts. Like I said, like in the region is really hard to find someone really fast too, because like when you have an emergency, you need someone very fast. So having an expert is very crucial for your homing needs. And long waiting times, even like when you call like a company in Kenora, like a plumbing company, they would tell that they're booked up for 2 months, and it's very hard to get them on board. And it's like, it'll take a long time for them to show up at your door. So with our app, what solutions are we offering? We are offering instant access to pool of workers, real-time issue resolution. We make sure that everything is catered to your needs, like the worker and the user, make sure that we are on par with them, and also an efficient algorithm that helps you connect with workers who are capable of doing your job that you posted. Let's look at all the competitors that are out there and what we are unique about. We are very unique in terms of visual job details. You can take 3 photos before you post the job and give a very good idea for the worker on what he or she is getting into before they accept the job, and also transparent pricing. Most of our competitors like Angie's List, Jiffy, TaskRabbit, they try to put hidden fees and try to mark up their prices. But with our one, we just show everything on the invoice so that the user is very comfortable with what she or she gets. And also flexible schedule for workers, making sure that they get they're not automatically pinpointed for the job, but they can accept on their free time. And what is our business model? How are we making money? We are making money through a commission fee approach where we take a 20% on the total job. And who is the target market? Our target market is eligible individuals who won't be able to do the job and they need an expert to come and get the job done. And also individuals who have white collar jobs, who are on the go and who aren't unable to attend household matters in a short period of time. And also in B2B concept, we are looking for handymen who are into coming to the scene and also people who wants to earn extra income on the side. So our team has various skills. I'm Inam Rashan, the co-founder, and my partner is Atif Shafi. I have a 4 years business development experience, and he has over 5 years software development experience. And also he has over 100,000 downloads in the App Store and the Play Store combined. And we also have Dr. Marcus from Germany, who has helped us, giving us developers from Kamal Pine and helping us establish our startup from the ground up. And also we have Jeff, who is also a handyman in our company and also has helped us to develop the app for workers and give his intricacies on how we can work in hand and make sure the app is user-friendly and make sure that it works for workers. And how does the app work? As you can see, it shows like you can put your location, type of service, rate per hour, and the title and a description, and also from when to when are you looking the job for, and the 3 visual photo that I said that what we are unique about. And this is how a worker would show interest, and then you could message and find a time and date to set up a date and get it going. And what's next for Wobblu is that we are looking funding in terms of marketing. In terms of app development, we are already right there, but we just need heavy marketing. So we are planning to initialize the market in summer when Winnipeg, a resident from Winnipeg comes to cottages, and we're trying to mark up that, and that's how we want to get going. And don't wait too much. You can order down the app in the Google Play Store and the App Store for your renovation needs. Thank you.
Hi, Anam. Thanks so much for your presentation. I'm wondering, can you clarify for me exactly what services would be included? So when you say handyman, could you sort of like qualify that for me? Like who counts as a handyman?
Like plumbing, carpentry, electricians, everyone. But we are like, it's very hard to like get like a specific person. So we are most targeting towards handy people who are like, who can do everything, sort of like all the roles.
Okay, and just to make sure that I understood correctly, with your app, the workers don't need to be certified. They just have to provide references and be sort of background checked. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, we do have both certified and uncertified. So if you want, there's an option in the app where you could like select whether you're looking for a skilled worker or you want someone who wants to get the job done.
Okay, but no matter what, there's going to be some sort of reference or background check. Okay.
Definitely.
Perfect. I was also curious, who sets the pricing? Is that set by each handyman and then you just take that commission on top, or is it set by the app?
Yeah, so before good question. So before the job, the worker can like put how many dollars he's charging per hour. So if he says $30 and it shows, okay, he's worked for 3 hours, and then it kind of comes in the breakdown on the invoice. So here, I think the worker can select their own work, and then the user he or she can accept that pricing. But yeah, it's up to the worker setting the price.
Okay, great, thanks.
So here's my concern. I'm old and I'm technically challenged, right?
Yeah.
So, but yet you have me as a target audience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How would you cross that bridge? I have about 2 apps on my phone, and that's about all I can handle. I don't need another one, right?
Yeah. So, we also have like a sorry, got you.
Yeah. So how would you how are you going to bridge that gap? Right.
Yeah. So we have a toll-free option where they can contact us, and we manually would indict them on our platform, and then get back to them with a worker like a traditional way. But we do have a phone option for that.
Okay. And what about awareness to what about awareness to people that are not up on the latest and greatest thing in technology, how are you going to reach them if they're not going to find you online, I guess is what I'm worried about here. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have like me always like we when we're doing marketing approach, we always try to make sure that when we put, oh, you can contact us, and like that kind of, we try to highlight it as much as possible so that they know that, oh, you either can download the app or you could like call us for their specific needs.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I just had a question about your marketing. You said that most of the money you need right now is for your marketing plan, and you're trying to target the Manitoba market. And I was just curious what that plan looked like and how you were going to try and reach them.
Yeah, we were reaching out to every like cottage and Kenora stuff. So we are planning to like put ads like I showed on the screen, like the last one. I can share my screen again. We're planning to put this all across all the magazines so that they could like contact us on a number and also like scan through a QR code and download the app. So we're planning to like monetize that in magazines, and also work with influencers like in the community and try to visually show the app how it works so that it kind of shows on like can target the young audience to get the app going as well.
Okay, thanks. Do you have a dollar amount that you're trying to work with for the first phase, or
Yeah, we have like it's around $600. So we did around influencer marketing and also like half pages across all the magazines. So having that fund would help us a lot going forward.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. Anam, thank you for that presentation. Up next is Daniel Engelmbar. Dan recently launched Engelmbar Topsoil and Mulch, where they manufacture colored mulch for landscaping purposes, as well as blending soils for lawns and gardens using waste products from local mills. Dan, when you are ready, you may begin.
All right, mulch is the new rage. Well, to most people, it may not be that exciting, but I'm here to tell you more about it and its benefits. And by the end, I hope that you love it just as much as I do. Hello, judges. My name is Daniel Agambar. My wife and I own Agambar Topsoil and Mulch, located in Emo, Ontario, centrally located in the Rainy River District. I have always had a passion for dirt and digging since my early childhood days in the sandbox with my brothers. Later on in high school, I started working a landscaping job, which turned into full-time work after high school and developed into a career. During that time, I was able to learn and operate equipment as well as blending and screening different soils. Soon, screening soil was no longer a job, but a passion, just like my days in the sandbox playing, but on a much larger scale. What started this adventure was coming across a waste product at a local sawmill one day and realizing that with some work and color, we'd be able to turn this waste byproduct into a beautiful colored mulch for landscaping purposes. Now, mulch may not seem that important, but it actually serves a few beneficial jobs, such as preventing weed growth, reducing erosion, locking in moisture, and not to mention beautifies the landscaping of homes and businesses, and pretty much any area you can dream up. After hours of research, I discovered I would be able to produce colored mulch using the same primary equipment that would be used for screening soils. With some attachments and a colorizer, we could make a variety of soil products as well as colored mulch, allowing us to significantly reduce the costs of equipment needed for our operation. For our soil blends, we will plan to use manure and other composted materials to turn into topsoil and garden soils. We will be producing 3 colors of mulch to start. Based on our market research, they will be black, brown, and red. To distribute our products, we will offer bulk delivery and pickup. We're about a year into our business launch, and we've already purchased equipment such as a loader, delivery trucks, a trommel screener, colorizer, and the colorant. With your help, we are set to purchase a drum custom built to blend the color and wood fiber together, turning it into landscaping mulch. We aim to hire a loader operator by the end of May, once we have our products in the production phase. We hope that our children will want to be a part in this business as well as they grow up. Maybe this will even turn into their careers. Our market research has shown us that consumers are looking for stringy, fresh wood products in their mulch, unlike the bulk mulch available now, which is made from recycled wood products and dried out wood scraps. A stringy mulch is also preferred over colored chips. Personal contact with local landscapers and garden centers from the Rainy River and Thunder Bay districts purchase their less desirable mulch products from suppliers in Manitoba and Southern Ontario. We hope to distribute our bulk products to these surrounding areas, and we feel our reduced transportation costs would be a major benefit to us in gaining their business. We have had support for this project both financially and through mentors and expertise from the NOHSC, the Innovation Center, the Northwest Business Center, and the Rainy River Future Development Corporation. My experience in blending and screening soils, welding, fabrication, mechanics, heavy equipment operating and supervising will give us a huge advantage with the startup and operation of our business. Last fall, we had some initial topsoil sales. We've had lots of interest, and we've already had soil and mulch pre-sales for the spring. We aim to have topsoil available for the middle of May and colored mulch shortly after. Our first order of colorant that is on its way will be able to produce 875 yards of colored mulch. I hope that I was able to expand your knowledge and love of mulch, and we look forward to serving the Rainy River District and beyond with her soil and mulch products. Thank you for your time and your support.
Well, I'll go first this time, seeing as we're all practically neighbors, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess you didn't talk about the market, how your cost would compare in the marketplace. So I don't know, can you talk about the research you've done there, price comparison wise?
So our biggest savings will be the trucking on a lot of the stuff, because a lot of it's coming in from Toronto and Winnipeg, adding significant trucking costs. Like it's a lot of times $1,500 to $2,500 just to get it to the spot, never mind all the other costs. As far as the material, like that's the other huge savings is a lot of the other companies grind up old pallets. And so your first cost is your grinder, because it's a lot of money to own a grinder. And it's a wear part, so it just self-destructs itself. And so with the trommel screener, we're getting our product from a waste from the mills. So it saves us a pile of money, and it's already in that state. So that's where our profit margin is a huge gain.
Yeah. So are you going to package? Have you thought about packaging yet?
That's kind of in our second year, third year. We're hoping to bag it. We have large tote bags. You'd be familiar with the large tote bags, I'm sure, with fertilizer and stuff. We're hoping to utilize those for bulk as well. They're just neat and tidy, easy to move around. That'll be hopefully later this summer, but we don't want to get too far advanced. We want to get everything rolling and the color perfect before we start getting too crazy into bagging and stuff. So
What do you charge per yard?
It's going to be about $90 per yard picked up.
Okay. And do you have to pay the mill for the material, or do they give it away for free?
Right now, it's a bit of both. Like it depends on the season, how much they have, and yeah, we'll kind of see how that rolls. We have it in our price as it could go up, so I'm trying to, yeah, the lower the better.
Yeah. Sorry, this is my last question. What is
No
the
problem.
cost of all the equipment that you need? You had mentioned a few things.
We will be about $500,000.
Oh,
So
okay.
we've already spent about 400,000. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, now we're into it.
The
We're
last.
committed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll jump in. Thanks for the presentation, Daniel. It's great. So you're about a year into it, and at this point, is it just yourself and your wife that are working on this business?
Yeah, so it was about a year from when we started kind of the planning and getting numbers, and it was a huge project to
Oh,
take
for
on.
sure.
So yeah, so it's just us, and then hopefully as time goes on, try to get a loader operator, be the first one, and move on from there. Delivery
So
driver. And
yes. So at this time, with just the two of you, is there any sort of capacity or ability to reach out to those sort of further markets like Thunder Bay and sort of deeper into Rainy River, or are you sort of just local until you can expand a bit more?
no, it will be good to go for both Rainy River and Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay, we have contacts for shipping and trucking, which will definitely be a huge help in that department. And we've had contact with garden centers there as well for purchasing. So that as soon as we get product out, and then we can take samples over and go from there. So it looks promising. So
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Dan. Up next, we have Shauna Thane. Shauna has recently acquired a large chunk of land with dreams of building a business that allow her to share her love of the outdoors. She is here today to pitch phase one of her master plan, turning large open fields into a you pick flower farm. Shauna, when you are ready, please begin.
So it's a painful reality. The cost of living in Canada is at an all-time high. It seems like it costs $100 to step out of your front door. The price of groceries is skyrocketing while the quality plummets, at least here in Ear Falls. And with the prices going up at the pumps, we can only expect to see more of the same. People are angry, frustrated, and struggling, wondering what the future holds in a world where everything feels like it's kind of spiraling out of control. Climate change, carbon tax, debt, war, and polarizing views on how to address these issues is enough to cause anybody anxiety. But with uncertainties like these also lie possibility and opportunity. With these overwhelming issues, what is it that I can control? How can I provide for my community in a way that will help address cost of living issues? What can I do that will bring joy, not just to myself, but to others? And how can I do those things in a way that's sustainable and profitable? I was drawn to what I love the most, and that's being in the garden. Gardening is my passion. Growing fruit, vegetables, and flowers brings me joy and a sense of peace. It decreases my living expenses and gives me security in knowing that no matter what, I'll be able to feed my family. I was fortunate enough to be able to purchase 84 acres of vacant land outside of Vermilion Bay. This spring, my partner and I are beginning the work that will be needed to transform it into Resilient Roots Homestead, where we will use permaculture techniques and greenhouses to produce fruit, vegetables, and flowers while providing education and outdoor experiences. This is a multi-year project, and to make it a possibility, we've broken things down into more manageable stages. This year, we'll be planting our orchard, procuring greenhouses, prepping the land, and working on marketing and branding while starting our You Pick flower area. This was my focus for my Pitch It submission. During COVID, these flower farms began gaining momentum and popularity as safe outings. They've continued to grow as a great way to go out and enjoy the day with friends and family. The idea is simple. Twice a week, we'll have You Pick days where customers will be provided with a container, snips, and education on how to cut each type of flower, and then be allowed to walk through our rows of flowers, creating their own custom bouquets. I don't know about you, but the idea of casually walking through rows of beautiful flowers on a sunny day while creating my own custom arrangement and getting to check out goats and chickens and ducks sounds like the greatest kind of stress relief. Not only do you get to stop and smell the roses, you get to take them home with you. To market this, we'll be using social media like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as looking to partner with local photographers, inviting them to come in and use the flower fields for photo shoots. We'll also be creating bouquets to donate to local businesses for display with our information. We'll be looking to draw on both local and tourist populations. At the end of flower season, seeds will be saved from our healthiest and most popular plants for planting the next season, as well as seed sales, decreasing the following year's expenses and providing revenue. Once fully operational, the homestead will have multiple income streams, the You Pick flowers, produce sales, and I also have a worm farm for worm casting sales. By starting small and focusing on one area at a time, we'll be able to scale our operations and evaluate the market each year to decide what step to take next. We've procured the land, invested in crops and landscaping materials, and are currently working on marketing and branding. The next step's to roll up our sleeves and get to work, breaking ground and making these dreams a reality. We're seeking capital to invest in high-quality electrical fences and greenhouse. When I watch the news and look at the state of the world, it's hard not to feel a sense of doom and gloom, but I'm not a doom and gloom person. I'm a person who sees a problem and thinks about what actions I can take to solve it. How do I leave a better world for my children? How to make a positive impact on my community? And how to wake up every day and feel good about what I'm doing. I truly believe it's imperative to focus on food sustainability, and that by looking towards local production, we'll decrease our cost of living, benefit our environment, and grow our sense of community, making us all happier and healthier in the long run. I want to do more than just stop and smell the roses. I want to grow them and I want to share them. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my pitch.
Thanks, Shauna. Really enjoyed your presentation. I really like the idea. I think it's super fun. Could definitely get a good Instagram picture out there, it sounds like, which is very important for millennials. So, and for other generations, I assume.
Yes.
And apologies if I missed this, but did you mention how, what the fee would be for the You Pick flowers? So the 2 times a week when people are coming out, is it a flat fee for as many flowers as you want? Is it weight? Is it type of flower? So how is that figured out?
So it's per small container. It'll be about $20 for what would be probably between 50 to 60 blooms that would fit in the container.
Wow.
And all the flowers that we have for this are kind of cut and come again. So it's not like you cut them once and they go. Like the more you cut them, the more they produce.
And so just wondering how you came to the 2 times a week. So why 2? Is that sort of the sweet spot for letting things, not get over picked?
So I'm thinking 2 times a week right now, and then just to kind of evaluate as it goes, but just to give the time for, the flowers to come to like they're ready to pick stage. You don't want to be like, we're open every day and then there not be anything. Like you want everyone who's coming to feel like they're getting their money's worth and that it's worth it. But just to make sure that the flowers are there.
And sorry, my last question. You said it was outside of Vermilion Bay. Can you be a little bit more specific? Like how far outside?
Like 5 minutes outside, so walled off. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Kind of a weird question, but what's your water supply like? Like we're going into it's been a pretty drought winter and we don't know what the summer is going to bring. Do you have a well, lake?
There's a well, like an old spring well that's there. It's also got 2.5 kilometers along the Wabigoon River, the property itself. So there's lots of water supply there. Yeah.
Good. Wasn't sure if you were in.
And then, I've got cisterns as well. Like if we need to, if I, end up having to fill from your falls or having water delivered, then,
And what does it cost to install an electrical fence?
The one I'm looking at, because we're kind of going with a permaculture landscape. So we'll be using animals to kind of move them around. So they're kind of posts that you stick in the ground, they're deer fencing. So for 400 square feet, which is what I'm looking at right now, it's $1,500 for solar deer fencing.
Okay, thank you.
I guess I've got some different questions. I'm going to go back to location. You're not on Highway 17 then? You're off Highway 17?
We're just off Highway 17. It's about 4 kilometers off the highway.
Okay. Have you considered?
You're familiar with the area.
I'm going to take you down a little bit different path.
And I appreciate it with your expertise. Yeah.
Have you considered taking your flowers and vegetables to farm markets?
I have, yes. So when I initially kind of looked at this idea and was pitching it, and I had contacted the NOHFC, it was more of a funding thing. They said if I were to do that there's no funding available for that kind of thing. To go with them, I'd have to be a distributor. And so I did think farmers markets. Right now, with having people come to us, it's a bit of a less cost. I've also been in talks with the flower store here that if I have leftovers or if it doesn't really take off, that she would love to buy my flowers and sell them at the flower shop.
Yeah. I'm in Sudbury for Northern Ontario Heritage Fund meetings right now. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who the person on the ground was that was helping you, but I would suggest that we've helped operations like what you're planning. So I'm not sure what the message was delivered there. And I'm not saying you're totally eligible, but certainly we have funded farm businesses that are selling product at markets. Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah. But anyway, so where I'm leading you here is I tell young people like you that start and are not entirely sure where you're going, I tell you to follow the money,
Yes. Yeah.
follow the money. So my question is, how flexible are you? Are you
Very.
willing to change? Are you willing to change your plans and go where you need to go to follow the money? Because if you don't
Absolutely.
make money, if you don't make money, the fun goes away real fast. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have a background in business administration with a major in accounting. So
Okay.
this was my beginning pitch, and I'm super flexible. And like I said, like being able to analyze my financial statements and my incomes and my expenses, and like you said, follow the money. If there's not money in this, well, then there'll be money somewhere else. Like there's flower stores and they're
Well,
very successful, and yeah, farmers markets, which I
yeah,
love to go to.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm not saying you have to change your operation, but you may have to change your
delivery and
your marketing approach or
yeah,
your production cycle or whatever, right? So
yeah.
yeah, so that's where I was trying to take you is, how flexible are you, I guess. Yeah.
But yes, yeah, very, yeah.
Well, thank you, Kim, for those very wise words of follow the money. uh, and last but not least, we have Joshua Hernandez. Joshua is pitching a convenient and trustworthy tech solution platform aiming to revolutionize local transportation. Joshua, you may begin.
Have you ever experienced needing to go somewhere very important, maybe a dental emergency or a business appointment, but unfortunately your car suddenly just stopped working, and then you called for a taxi for rescue, but no one was answering? Or maybe you don't have a car and you're excited to go home from a very long tiring shift, and for more than an hour later, you find yourself still waiting and waiting for a bus and taxi to come. I know how that feels. Just last year, November 6th, 2023, we got into a car accident. Long story short, we lost our car. But when the hospital had us released, we still had to wait for hours. Yes, hours just to get a taxi. I also tried to look for a bus, but nothing came. No luck. But to be honest, that was not the taxi's fault at all, but the lack of transportation option here in Kenora for many years now. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to pitch the solution that I'm making for this problem. My name is Joshua Hernandez, and my solution is called Kenora. Came from the word Kenora, which is our city, and then the word ride. That is because my business is a rideshare technology platform wherein we make it super easy to request a ride, and also while offering income opportunities for our local drivers here in Kenora. Basically, think about Uber, but better. People in Kenora would rant on social media about the lack of transportation option in the city and how much they wish for something like Uber to come to Kenora. The fact is, our bus system is kind of inefficient, and there's only one taxi company at the moment. And there is no ride share company in Kenora yet. No offense, but we are pretty much behind. And that is why I started Kenora, the first rideshare in Kenora. In Kenora, we make requesting for a ride very easy with simple 3 easy steps. First, type in your destination address. Secondly, confirm your pickup location. And lastly, click the request button. And that's it. The app will automatically look for a driver for you. And after that, you would see the estimated time of arrival, distance, and I guess the most important one is price. No need to be anxious about how much your cost will be. And say goodbye to good drivers. With Kenora, both riders and drivers can rate each other every after trips. The system would encourage both drivers and riders to show their best characters to each other. So it's a win-win for both sides. Happy riders, happy drivers. With Kenora, all payments are digital and automatic. You don't even have to pull out your wallet anymore. Our system will automatically take payments from your registered credit, debit, or even PayPal. And that's a little bit more convenient, don't you think? Talking about safety, we do a thorough background checks on our drivers, so you can have the confidence that you are in good hands. And Kenora has about 16,000 in population, and it actually doubles in summer. And that's why I believe it is a good season to launch. So on my launching day, I would invite journalists and influencers. And you could get coupon codes for discounts and even pre-rides. So watch out for updates on our social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And again, we are planning to launch by June, and there's gonna be two phases when we launch. So on phase one, we're gonna be providing on-demand ride requests and scheduled rides. So on phase two, we're thinking it's gonna be 6 months to 1 year from now. We're gonna be implementing food delivery services just like DoorDash. Another good thing about this solution that I'm making is I was able to lower the cost to make it happen. I put in just about 15,000 of my own money to the business. At this point, we do not need extra fund to start. But if I win by any chance and get the top prize, and I wish I do, I would use it to fund my launching campaign. Quick thing about me, I used to drive for a rideshare company in Winnipeg for almost 3 years, and my partner, my developer, is a developer of $1 billion rideshare company in Asia. And the app is actually 90% ready now. Lastly, please visit our website at kenora.ca and get a chance to win free rides for a year. And as I end, again, I may be a dreamer. You can call me ambitious, but with your support, with your help, we can make this solution for Kenora, this dream, a reality. Thank you.
So have you any sense of how big the market size is in Kenora? That would be my question. Is there, you know, obviously in the summer it's much busier in the winter, but how busy do you think your business could be?
Well, yeah. So based on the population size, we have like 16,000 population in Kenora, right? As I mentioned, but I also did like competitors research. I'm not sure if it's okay to share it here, but actually like spoke to one of the taxi operators here in Kenora, and right now I like there were like 19 taxis operating daily on the city right now, and they said that's not even enough, and they need more, and they need more, and that's why I realized like uh, this is a good business to do in Kenora. And aside from that, when it comes to the market size, there are a lot of like uh, things about social media, like people wishing that Uber would come here, and how much they wish for the taxis to improve. But again, I'm not saying that they are bad, but that's why I'm here, like to help the people in Kenora.
Okay, next judge can go.
Thank you so much for the presentation, Josh. I was just curious if you've talked with the city already about licensing and if they're willing to entertain the idea of a rideshare program in Kenora.
That's a good question. They're actually just waiting for the prototype. So once the prototype is ready, they say they would meet me, and then they'll see it from there.
Okay.
Yeah, which that's why actually that's the reason why I'm asking for help and support, because I'll need your help, guys, to make this one possible, like to convince them to make it like to make a special bylaw for this kind of business.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Josh. Thanks for the presentation. I think one of the biggest questions I have initially is finding drivers. Do you have an idea? I mean, is that something you've already started looking into? Do you foresee it being a problem? Just knowing that there are sort of those labor shortages in so many different areas right now.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, I actually started looking for drivers already. Not just I don't just but to be clear, I don't actually advertise looking for drivers, but I spoke to some people about the opportunity to drive and they were actually interested. They already signed up to become a driver, and that I gave them the possible requirements that I would ask, and then also this is also open for people who just want to drive on their free hours. So with this kind of business, you don't have to work in this for full time. Like you can do it for example, if you only have like an hour a day or 2 hours a day, doesn't matter. As long as you have time and if you want to drive for this kind of business, it's open for everyone. So I believe looking for drivers here for Kenora for this ride share is possible. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, and I know that we have like short staffs here in Kenora, but uh, we can make it possible. And also one of the things that I was looking into is looking for possible drivers from for example from my country, the Philippines. They spoke to me, and some of them are willing to move here and drive for the company just in case, if I really couldn't find any drivers in Kenora. So that's the last option. So yeah, that's one of the solutions that I'm making right now.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the other big thing that really stands out to me is sort of that insurance piece. So the liability, and people are using their own cars, and the drivers have to have their own insurance, and you need to have the business insurance. So is that something that you've started looking into, being this far into it?
Yes, we already spoke to Westland Insurance, so they already gave us the quote for the insurance. So yeah, they're already ready. I'm just still waiting for the license and everything. Once I spoke to the authority at the city hall, and that's the time that I would get close the insurance package from the Westland and everything.
Great. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One final question. It's just about the app itself. Is it something that you pay a fee for? Like, did you say it came from, like, you didn't create the app itself, you bought it? Is that right?
No, I was the one who started developing the app. It was
Okay,
me.
sorry, my
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
No, I started the app, and then on the middle about 60 to 70%, I was like I don't know what to do anymore. That's why I started to hire a developer from my country, and my developer is actually a developer of $1 billion company, ride sharing company, yeah, in my country, and he was actually very willing to help, and I know with his help we can make this one possible.
So you have ownership though of the
Yeah, I have the 100% ownership. He doesn't have any ownership, and yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
all.
Thank you so much, Josh. Well, that concludes our presentations for the 2024 Northwestern Ontario Pitch It. Thank you to Hannah, Anam, Dan, Shauna, and Josh for your hard work. Northwestern Ontario would not be what it is today without entrepreneurs like yourselves making a difference in our communities. It is now time for our judges to deliberate, and we will be back to announce our winners after a message from our sponsors.
I had a dream last night. I owe it all to you.
We understand the power of dreams. Let us turn your visions into reality. Your first home awaits, and with Copperfin, enjoy a mortgage experience made easy. Your home and your story continues with us. Book an appointment today.
Welcome back. After an intense discussion, our judges have determined our first and second place winners. To Leanna to announce.
Thanks, Sierra. So coming in at second place, we have Hannah Rose of Bread and Butter Company. And for our first place prize, we have picked Daniel of Egg and Bar Topsoil and Mulch.
Congratulations to all 5 of our Pitch It finalists. In addition to the cash prizes, you will all receive professional development, support, and services from the group of organizing partners and sponsoring businesses. On behalf of the Northwestern Ontario Innovation Centre, the Northwest Business Centre, and the Northern Ontario Angels, I would like to thank everyone that applied to Pitch It, to our finalists who worked so hard developing their pitches to showcase their business ideas. A big thank you to our judges, Kim, Leanna, and Allison, who graciously volunteered their time. And thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters who made this event possible. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.